This very special bonus episode of Dice and Desire is brought to you by the team at Red Oaks Creative and their new game, Halcyon Daze Motorcycle Nights. Halcyon Daze Motorcycle Nights is an innovative, rules-light, collaborative storytelling game live on Kickstarter now. HDMK is set in the fictional middle American town of Red Oaks in the 1970s. The motorbikes are loud, the music even louder, and the stories are up to you. Tell tales of intrigue and action, shaped by your favourite music, and enjoy the companion soundtrack. Music is at the heart of everything that happens in Red Oaks. In this episode of Dice and Desire, 5-6 of the regular crew are playing through a game of HDMK from start to finish, character creation to story conclusion, and as such, this will be a bumper 2-hour edition of Dice and Desire. There's no quench though, so the time will fly. We hope you enjoy this special bonus episode because we had a lot of fun playing the game, but don't worry, we'll be back with your regularly scheduled SKT madness every Wednesday. Without any further ado, let's rev up our engines and head over to Red Oaks. Right, should we get into character creation then? So you've all got your character sheets in front of you. So all you're going to need is a name, a concept, which is your basic description of who your character is, a trouble, which is something that makes your character's life more difficult, and then the relationships that we're going to give to each other, which will be the song lyrics. And then you've got your skill tree. So you're going to pick 1 skill that you're good at, 2 that you're fair at, 3 that you're average at, and the rest are mediocre. My character is going to be called Dwight Lancaster. His concept is a ladies' man with an irresistible smile. And his trouble is that he's got children with women that he doesn't take responsibility for. He's got loads of kids. He doesn't have anything to do with them, so that might come back to bite him in the arse. Nate, what are you going to do?
My character is Percy Partridge, or Percy Fig, as he's better known. His concept is that he considers himself a bit of a food connoisseur, but the reality is he's just a greedy sod who has an addictive personality. And so his trouble is that he can't resist a good plate of nosh, or a bad plate for that matter.
Oh, brilliant. This is going to work so well with mine.
Well, you may as well go next then, go.
So my character is called Peloton Skid Marks. The concept is he's thick as pig shit, but lucky as sin. And his trouble is he's generally very thick anyway, and not intelligent whatsoever. However, when it comes to food and nutrition, he gets utterly confused. You can barely even tell the difference between salt and sugar, for example.
Nice.
I'll go next. My character is called Charles Daniels. He's just your average run-of-the-mill kind of gentleman who is going grey, thinning hair. He's just a bit bland, basically. And his trouble is that people are always getting confused which way round his name is. So,
So what was his name? Daniel Charles?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Right, okay. Sam?
Yeah, Johnny Hollandaise is my guy. Johnny Hollandaise released from prison about 4 years ago, soon after faked his own death to avoid paying alimony to his ex-wife. He's doing well so far, but he also wants to be famous, so he's trying to balance both trying to be famous whilst remaining dead. It's a difficult balance. He's also severely allergic to everything. Everything. He exists on a diet of Jacob's cream crackers, and if they've been left out a bit too long, he's probably going to have an allergic reaction to them too. So he carries around an EpiPen at all times.
Brilliant. Right,
amazing.
So we need to give each other some relationships now based on song lyrics. I've got some that I've decided on for everyone. I've not got one for MJ yet, but I'll see if I can think of one. If I can't think of one now, we can throw him one. I can throw him on at any point during the game. You don't have to sort them out now. Nate, I'd like to give you I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Can I modify that to I like big buns
well,
and I cannot lie?
Why not? Sam, I'm going to give you like a cat in a bag waiting to drown. And then Smudger, I'm going to give you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Oh, amazing. Stuart, I would like to give you, I'd like to give Dwight No Woman, No Cry.
I can sing that song in sign language.
Can you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I won't do it now because it's not going to work on a podcast, is it? But I can.
Well,
yeah.
just give us the first line.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
He did it. Fantastic. Sam, I'd like to give Johnny Ain't No Sunshine.
Nice.
I don't have anything for the other two at the moment, but I will think up some.
Sorry, Stuart, what's your character called again? Remind me.
Dwight.
For Dwight, I believe the children are our future.
Nice.
For Charles, I've got All Shook Up, and that's what I've got for now. But I'll come back to you with some more when I think of them.
Sorry, another one I can add to Charles is, hi, my name is... What?
Nice.
So have we got anything for Peloton?
I've got one for Peloton. You think you're chocolate, but you're chewing gum.
Fucking hell. That's insane. That's unreal.
Written solely for you.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single song, let alone lyrics for you guys.
Okay, so for Percy, I've got My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard.
Nice.
Yeah.
For Dwight, I've got It Wasn't Me. For Sam's character, Sam, what was your character's called, sorry?
Johnny Hollandaise.
Johnny, I've got Fly Me to the Moon.
Take that.
I haven't got one for MJ yet, but leave it with me.
Hang on a second. I think this is a song title. I don't know if it... how old is Peloton, out of interest?
We'll go 35.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't have to be a title. It can be a lyric.
No. But there is a title that is also probably a lyric, which is Young Dung full of cum.
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to expand it to cumin.
For Peloton, I'm going with You're Sweet Like Chocolate Boy.
Nice.
Oh, that is good.
I think that's enough, isn't it, Stuart?
Yeah, that's enough. So the other music thing is the album. Now, MJ, I asked you to choose an album. What did you come up with?
Meteora by Linkin Park.
We need to have the track listing for Meteora. We've got 13 tracks, which is fine because it means we've got a couple of spares. Makes it a bit easier as well if we've got some spares because you can choose which ones you're going to go for. So we've got forward. It's instrumental as well. So in theory, you could use instrumental as a kind of keyword. Don't stay. Somewhere I belong. Lying from you. Hit the floor. Easier to run. Faint. Figure 09. Breaking the habit. From the inside. Nobody's listening. Session and numb.
Excellent album, to be honest.
So during the Motorcycle Nights phase, they're the kind of things that we're trying to weave into the story to try and tick them off.
Am I allowed to add a lyric for Dwight?
Go on.
18 years. She got one of your kids, got you for 18 years.
I've got, in terms of the story, Stuart, would you like me to roll on the official suggested story threads?
I think we should. Let's do one from the back of the book, yeah.
So 16, I'm going to roll 2 D8s just to give us a nice, doesn't mean we don't get number 1, but...
well, me and you have played number 9 before, so if you get 9, make that as 1.
Yeah, okie dokie. Oh, okay, so I've got 7 and 5, so 12. Doppelganger. The police have been tipped off that Dino the Lizard Spinoli is hiding out in Red Oaks. It seems that Dino is a dead ringer for you.
I mean, I'd have said Dino, but Dino's all right.
Dino? Well, hang on, you say that, but the lizard, dinosaur. So
yeah, it's probably an actual dinosaur.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's got a nickname like the Lizard, then surely his first name should be Dino. But okay, we'll go with Dino Bravo.
I think that as you were the one that read it out as well, I think that it should be you that is the one that's the doppelganger for Dino.
Right.
Dino Bravo.
Dino Bravas. Okay, cool.
I think we're all ready to go. Have we all decided on our skill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've all got 1 good, 2 fair, 3 average.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, cool. Well, we don't need to know each other's skills as long as we'll
find out.
Yeah, as long as we know. I think what you need to do during the daytime phase is we just need to set the scene really about what's happening and try and lead ourselves into the story. My character Dwight, as well as being a Lothario, is he works as a motorbike mechanic. So during the daytime, he's working on bikes and trying to kind of keep out of the way of all of the women that he knows around town, just in case any of them gives him some news that he doesn't want to hear. That's what Dwight is doing during the daytime. So I don't know what your guys' characters are going to be up to.
Percy, his whole world revolves around food. Not only does he love eating it, but he actually works for one of the local food establishments. He's a delivery driver for one of the there's a chicken shop on the main high street that it has an accountancy firm above it, which is completely coincidental. And he works for Finger Licking, and he helps deliver their chicken to customers. At the moment, he's on his lunch break. He's back at he's at the restaurant, and he's doing exactly what the sign says. He's licking his fingers. He's just got grease everywhere where he's just been consuming leg and thigh and breast. So that's where we're going to start Percy's story.
Percy's in a chicken shop covered in grease.
Yeah. Is this the same character I played the other day?
So Johnny heard recently that somebody was asking questions around town. He's instantly assumed it's a private eye hired by his ex-wife to find him and track him down. It's very likely not, but he's instantly made this assumption. Due to Johnny's severe allergies, he can't work. So what he does is he makes money by signing up to medical trials. The most recent one has been a smallpox vaccine, which, smallpox long gone, but still they're just, making sure. He's covered in hives head to toe. He's constantly having to put on ointment just because it's sore and achy everywhere. And he's just wandered back into town. The sunlight hurts his skin.
I like the idea that smallpox is gone, but Johnny just still is worried that it's going to come back, and he's still searching out for vaccines for it just in case.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention, Johnny's a massive hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Obviously. Well, Charles, he works for an IT call-out firm, as you'd imagine, because it's a very bland job for a very bland person. He's currently on his lunch break, so on his lunchtime, he goes back to his one-bedroom apartment to feed his budgie. The apartment's always immaculate. It's nothing's out of place at all. And yeah, so he's just at home right now feeding his budgie, basically.
What's his budgie's name?
Bertie.
Bertie the Budgie, lovely. I'm sure when you built the world of Red Oaks, you imagined that there'd be a budgerigar called Bertie in it. 1970s America.
So Peloton is, as everyone in the town really is a big fan of motorcycling, and as we confirmed, Peloton is incredibly lucky but thick as pig shit. And so he's recently doing some motorbike stunts up on the cliff, and he accidentally drove off the cliff. It's about 100-foot drop. Should be dead by all intents and purposes, but he's pretty good, but he has hurt his back a little bit. I think it's grazed, so he's wandering around town looking for a plaster or a band-aid.
Nice.
Is he physically embodying the Simpsons sketch of Homer just getting smashed against the side of it and still being able to survive?
Yeah, that's it.
I've very much likely got a first aid kit on me if you need a plaster, so do hit me up if we run into each other.
Well, would your characters know each other?
I would assume so. I mean, he's very familiar with him.
I mean,
good pal
how
of mine.
big's the town?
Sweet like chocolate is our Peloton.
Yeah. I would suggest that if you needed a plaster for your back, you would probably go and visit the town's resident hypochondriac, knowing full well that he's got all the ointments and all the plasters.
Yeah.
He's the sort of like the black market doctor, I would think. Maybe Peloton doesn't want questions to be asked about why he got this injury, because maybe you're not supposed to be driving and off the side of the cliff.
Oh, Peloton's too thick for mind games.
No, exactly.
I mean,
he's just thinking, maybe I'll just go to Johnny.
Following Johnny's bubonic plague vaccine he had a few years back, you kept an eye out for him when he was not feeling so good. So I mean, he happily returned the favour.
How about you go and see Peloton goes to see Johnny, and Johnny accidentally, rather than putting a normal dressing or a normal plaster, puts one of those pain-killing, like a fentanyl patch.
Oh, it's extreme. It's mega levels of painkiller.
And I would suggest that perhaps gives Peloton the negative condition of smacked off his tits to take it to the evening. So at some point, that might mean that you get a negative to a skill check because of the effects of the opiates in your system.
But the positive would be that I can't feel pain. In other words, I'm numb.
Oh,
You might be able to take that. Don't get too excited about song titles early on. So, do you want to take then the negative condition of being smacked up, but the positive condition of impervious to pain?
Yeah, nice.
There we go.
Wow, does that happen regularly, Stuart? That someone gets their spanner and right tool in the same?
Could do. Absolutely can do. I mean, because he's got to use them in two different situations.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no reason why he can't.
But to get them from one conversation, from one thing, he's literally just got a plaster on his back and it's giving him a negative and a positive. It's both the best thing that could have happened to him and the worst.
I think
it's almost like he's stupidly
it's
lucky.
It's huge as well. It's like an A4 sheet that I've just managed to pull out of my jacket. An A4 sheet size plaster that I've just pulled the bits off and just...
He can't walk. It's like
down.
Stiffened up his back.
Yeah.
I'm in the garage and one of my customers comes in and they're going to tell me that Dino, apparently Dino, that Dino is apparently in town and that the police are onto him, and we want to try and find out this customer of mine. We want to try and find out what the police know, because I've known Dino for years, and in fact, I'm pretty certain that some of the kids that are around the town might actually be Dino's kids and not mine, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It's 1977. The only person that I know in the whole of Red Oaks that's got a computer is Charlie. I'm going to lock up the shop and I'm going to hope that he's at home. And I'm going to go around and see Charlie and see if Charlie can use his whatever computers exist in 1977 to hack into the Red Oaks computer system and see if we can find out if what the police know about Dino being in town.
I was just going to say, first off, Charles does not appreciate Dwight calling him Charlie. He doesn't like his name being abbreviated down. It's Charles.
He doesn't mind people calling him Daniel, though.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What I would say then, after Percy's lunch break is finished, he's going to get back out on his bike and do some deliveries. As he's walking to his bike, though, he started to notice that some of the usual faces he sees around town are starting to give him a wide berth. Like literally, as he walks out of the chicken shop, the accountant from upstairs, Anton Bacchus, is coming out of his front door, and he sees Percy. And he's sort of like normally there'd be a bit of conversation between the two, but Anton's just like looks at him quickly and he just rushes off. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, and he's off. There's a little walk to Percy's bike, not like miles or anything like that, but he's got to get around the back to get to his bike to do his deliveries. And just on that journey alone, there's 3 or 4 people that are just moving to the other side of the road. Normally he's like quite a liked guy, he brings chicken to the town. But for some reason, people are giving him a wide berth, and it's starting to make Percy feel a little lonely, or maybe not lonely, a bit suspicious, I guess. Why people are suddenly ignoring him and dodging him.
Whereabouts in town are you?
High Street, classic chicken shop place. The High Street. I don't know if the High Street's got an official name.
Okay.
Give it a name. Give it a name.
Give it a name. Acacia Avenue.
Okay. So me and Peloton have just done our little back alley, massive plastering of his back, and we've
a massive plastering.
Yeah, essentially, and then we sort of walked out onto what did you say the High Street was called?
Acacia Avenue.
Yeah, so we've sort of strolled out onto Acacia Avenue. Peloton's eye off his face, off his tits. So we're like, do you know what, we need to grab some food, which means he's gonna grab some food and I'm gonna eat my crackers. But as we've come around the corner, I've spotted yourself, Percy, and I go, Peloton, you know Percy, don't you? You know Percy from around town.
Do I do the voice now?
Are you doing a voice? Go on, do a voice.
Do we role play in the day phase?
You can role play. You can't roll though.
Oh, fine. Okay. Hang on. Let me just practice the voice a bit. Yeah, it works. That works.
When you going to start?
Yeah.
Yes, I know him. And also, what Peloton spots behind Percy is his GP. His GP has seen the medical event that's just taken place and is basically now jealous and angry that Peloton didn't go to them. So their name, people around town call him Cha Cha because of his name. His actual name is Chlamydia Chimes. Is the Cha Cha behind Percy?
It could possibly be, but bringing your attention back to Percy, does Percy look different to you? I think Percy looks a bit different.
His skin is glistening in the sun, making my eyes hurt. It go from the glint.
That's exactly what I was going to say. His skin is almost glowing. It's radiant. It's bioluminescent almost.
So can I please establish the noises actually part of his speech? Or was that you just setting yourself up to talk? I can't work
That's
out.
part of his speech. Is that steam coming off of his skin? It looks like his skin is sizzling.
Yeah, so we've both noticed that Percy is not just glowing in a complimentary way. He's literally glowing. Like he's from where we can see, as he gets closer, his skin glows.
I think you've got to give him a condition based on that. Would you say that was a
radiation
right
poisoning?
All right, I'll take radioactive man.
That'd be a spanner in the works. I think.
Yeah,
a negative.
Oh, would it? Sure. Would that not be a positive?
And I think this explains why
I think you'll find the residents of Chernobyl actually quite like the treatment that they got back in the 80s.
So I've gone to Charles's house. I'm trying to convince Charles to boot up the computer and find out what the police know about Dino being hidden in town. I reckon that Charles has been able to get into the police system and has got up a picture. I know Dino, but I don't know Percy. So when we get up the mugshot of Dino, maybe does Charles recognise the similarity between Dino and Percy?
Yeah, he only briefly has seen Percy around town a couple of times, as he's walking past like a chicken shop or some fast food eatery. But he could swear they were almost the same person. Maybe like an alter ego, he's thinking. He doesn't do much in his evenings. He just watches a load of crime documentaries on whatever TV channel it would have been back in those days or in these days. So he's just kind of going through and trying to put together an elaborate story of, are they the same person? Or maybe it's a twin brother. Or maybe someone's had plastic surgery to look the same and he's going to take his, like a body double, if you will. He's going to kill him off and then steal his job at the food eatery.
I'm going to give you a spanner in the works then to take into the night, a negative condition of conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Nice.
That maybe you've gone a bit over, you've already got too deep into it straight away, imagining all this stuff going on.
Tinfoil out automatically fails stealth checks.
So as we stand at the moment, MJ, you've got a positive and a negative.
Yeah.
Smudger and Nate, you both got
two
negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and I haven't got anything yet, and you guys need some positives. So it's what we do with this information. Obviously, you guys have seen Percy. Percy's glowing from chicken.
Yeah.
And is starting to notice that people are like he's just about to go off on his journey to deliver some chicken.
He's an Uber Eats driver.
Basically, so you guys probably wouldn't have interacted with Percy. I'm guessing you might have just seen him, and especially as Percy wouldn't have had much time anyway because he needed to get off working.
That and the fact that you're glowing, they probably wanted to stay a distance away from you.
What I'm going to say then is with Percy's, having not been disturbed by anybody, he's going to get on his bike and he's going to go off and do his rounds. And what we find is with Percy that when he does his drop-offs, he's still getting that reaction from people. But obviously he's going up to their door and he's knocking and he's, chicken's here. And that's what happens at normal times. That's what happened back in the 70s.
Is that one of the famous pieces of chicken?
Knock,
breast,
chicken's ear,
thigh, leg, ear.
Chicken's ear. Yeah. Well, Stuart, you missed out on the knock chicken's ear thing. It's very much a nerd thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes up to the houses and he knocks and he gives them the chicken, but he's still getting a bit of a nervous reaction from people, almost to the extent that actually when he gets to about the second or third house, he's realising that they're tipping him way more than normal. Like these people would normally give him a couple of dollars or something like that to thank him for bringing it. He's getting like $10 at least from each of these houses because they're just clearly like he just thinks his luck's in. He thinks he's a bit of Peloton's luck's rubbed off on him, but these people are just nervous and just throwing money at him.
Am I allowed to give him more song lyrics?
If you want to, yeah.
So for Percy, from Keen Bed Shaped, you'll knock on my door and up we'll go in white light.
Nice.
I think we need to give you a positive condition based on the fact that you got loads of money on you.
Oh yeah,
Minted.
Big spender.
Money
Big
maker.
spender, money maker. What's the buns?
Nice.
Piggy bank. Percy. Piggy bank. Because
Piggy bank's
Percy.
a great one.
Oh, wow.
Piggy bank.
He is flush, and that's not just the radioactive thing going through the system.
I'm going to say to Charles that we need to find the real Dino and let him know that the police are onto him.
Does Charles know why you know Dino?
I think so. I think that whilst I'm a bit more of a wrong-un, not to the level of like Dino, who's a proper gangster, but
Yeah.
I think Charles would know that I've come to him because
I think you're just like a loyal customer. Obviously, he comes to service your IT needs at the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That calculator with a big roll of paper on it.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Okay, so and you're just a bit of a weirder dealer where he is obviously a full-on criminal.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I need your help to help me find Dino.
Can I give you a negative then? Which would be, I'm trying to think of a title of it, but something whereby if the police are after Dino,
Yeah.
and perhaps you're maybe not an accomplice, but that you're
Like a tard with the same brush.
a person of interest.
Person of interest.
Yeah, interesting person.
Person of interest. So that's my spanner, right?
Charles is obviously he's gonna turn to Dwight and say that he can't do any more from his PC, and the only way that they could get some more information is if they go down to the police station and they crack into the mainframe.
Nice. For the record, given this is 77 or the 70s America, I can only imagine the image of Dino that you've got has been loading up like one green line at a time.
Oh, 100%.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're basing you're basing the Percy similarities based on a matrix of green and black.
You mean Percy doesn't look like Shrek? That's what I had in my head.
He might smell like Shrek.
Whilst this has been going on, the doctor that we spoke about earlier, Cha, has made a complaint to the local police. And impersonating a doctor in the 70s was a bit of a slap on the wrist sort of thing. It wasn't what it is today, where you'd like do serious time. So I've been taken down to the police station. I've been walked in, and the local Bobby's telling me, listen, you can't keep handing out all these medicines and stuff just because you're known for it. So I've sort of entered the I guess would be the location where Dwight and Charles are. I don't know either of them, but my prior nerves, I guess, of this person around town asking questions makes me incredibly wary of these two gentlemen that I've just been brought into the same vicinity of.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think we'd be outside the police station, so you'd have been like kind of taken.
Let's say I've had this conversation inside, and now I've walked outside the police station. I've been walked out. I've been given my slap on the wrist.
See, I was
listen,
going to say
come on.
Charles goes in with Dwight. Like maybe I give you like the typical like boiler suits, as if you're like working for me, and we go in, and I just kind of go up to the officer on the front desk, and he's like, "All right, Daniel, what are you here for?" And I'm like, ugh. I've just come to service your mainframe because he's the local town IT guy, so they kind of just wave him through.
So maybe we end up in waiting in a room with Johnny. Like we're in this room and Johnny's been put in there while they kind of wait to speak to him. So we end up in there talking to him.
Would paranoia be a suitable negative?
It could be. Yeah, we could give you paranoia.
Yeah.
Is it too close to conspiracy theorist for?
Oh yeah, possibly.
For Charles.
We'll bench it and we'll come back to it.
Let's have the I'd like to suggest a positive for me. Oh no, I've got my negative, which is person of interest. I was going to suggest a positive for me, which is I've been inside the police station, so I know the layout.
Inside Man.
Yeah, Inside Man. Inside Man's a good one. Let's go with that.
Yeah, positive inside.
So who's got what then? Is it just positives for Johnny and for Charles that
are we going with paranoia for me?
I think why don't we put you?
Why don't we go with nervous wreck or something like that?
Yeah, it's really affected you, and you're a proper nervous wreck now because of you've got into trouble for this.
And also your mind's probably ruminating on the fact that you've given away part of your medicine that you haven't. Your stock is already low.
Yeah.
Can I give myself a positive of something along the lines of call a man? You know, like how you always say, "Oh, I need to do this. Let's just call a man in to do it."
Yeah. So
Jack of all trades,
Charlie.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades,
hacker man.
Oh, you are about to hack time.
Oh, man in the chair.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got access. You've managed to gain access because you are that man. You're the only computer guy in town. You don't have to hack the police station computers. If you're able to. Yeah, you could just go in and say, "I need to log onto your computer."
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, can we retcon it? Do you always, no matter the situation, are wearing a high vis?
I mean, I'm wearing a boiler suit. It's probably got a high vis thing on it.
Sleeps in a high vis, showers in a high vis.
He's not Vin Weasel. Can I suggest, from a story point of view, this is not a spanner or right tool. Whilst you're in the police station, perhaps you're hearing phone calls coming in of people spotting Dino around town.
Yeah.
When the reality is, it's actually people that have had chicken delivered from Percy, and they're phoning up and they're saying, a bit worried. This guy Dino that we were aware of, this small type, this criminal is coming to our door, and for some reason is giving us chicken and demanding money.
The severe glows almost obscured your face to the fact that they're like, is that Dino?
Do we hear them mentioning the chicken?
Yeah, because I think probably what's happening, right? So obviously the reality is these people are they're phoning up and they're ordering chicken. Percy's coming and bringing it and whatever. But these people, when they open the door and see Percy, but think that it's Dino, they're getting a bit confused and they forget that they've ordered chicken, and they just feel it's like some sort of, like the horse's head thing. It's like that. They feel like they're starting to think that the chicken is symbolic of Dino, sort of like basically marking them for death or something.
I'm gonna suggest a right tool for the job, a positive then for Johnny, in that Johnny has seen you out delivering the chicken. He knows who you are. He's also heard these conversations and these phone calls, so he has managed to put two and two together. And I'd like to give you the right tool for the job of chicken dinosaur, because you are. Because you've now worked out that he is Dino. You've worked out who Dino is, but you think that Dino is Percy now. You're convinced.
So hang on. So
wait, that's a positive?
Yeah, because you know something that we don't know.
What the Percy
So Johnny
is...
saw me, but he thinks it's now Dino.
Yeah, but he knows where we can find you because he saw you at the coming out of the chicken shop.
Yeah, we just have to follow. We just have to follow the dead trees and grass wherever he goes. Yeah. It's just a trail of it.
If I could change the song lyrics that I gave Nate earlier of "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard," it should be "My chicken brings all the boys to the yard."
Right. So has everyone got a positive?
Yeah.
Has everyone got a negative, a spanner in the works?
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Right, well, in that case, we are ready to move on to the motorcycle nights phase, which is where we get to roll some dice and try and do stuff. I'll be honest, I haven't a clue what we're going to do. I assume that essentially what we need to try and do is get this gang together, which is a boring man who's had a nervous breakdown, an IT technician, a motorbike repairman, a greasy chicken deliverer, and Forrest Gump.
I think from a night point of view, Percy would still be working. He just likes being around food, to be honest, whether he's eating it or whether he's delivering it. He likes to be around food, so he pulls in as many shifts as possible. Perhaps, you need to. I think you said, Stuart, that Dwight would be looking for Dino to try and warn him, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't you suggest that he would? So your connection with maybe Johnny. I know that there's much of a, but you'd be looking for me / Dino to try and warn to try and warn me.
And Johnny thinks he knows where you are, where Dino is.
I mean, we could just order a chicken meal and get it delivered.
This is definitely. This is when Peloton starts. Peloton is hearing this conversation and actually calls up using a payphone, maybe. Calls up the chicken store and says, "Could I have a pot of tomato ketchup and do you do the mayo pot, lots of pots of mayo, is this a normal meal?"
What are you trying to achieve at this point?
Did you just order mayonnaise and ketchup? Did you order any chicken as well?
No, just mayo and ketchup. He gets confused.
Seeing there's no one playing the restaurant owner, perhaps they would reply with saying, "Well, would you like some chicken with that?"
What was that?
We do actually have a special offer on our new product, which is nuggies. We can send some nuggies along.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one share box of nuggies and lots of ketchup and mayonnaise. Okay, we can certainly do that.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't even know where you delivered it to.
That's fine. We'll role play the fact. We'll skip that part where we just make up an address.
You do 0800 reverse to find out the payphone it was dialed from.
Just in the sort of background of this scene, as it were, you see at a window Johnny just pop up. As it turns out, he's been following Percy. He's been following the glowing trail left behind. Just in an attempt to discover what's going on. And if he could potentially help Percy, who he believes is Dino, in exchange for some assistance in getting away from his crazy ex-wife, Shirley Hollandaise.
Is this where we can add in song lyrics from Meteora? Because if it is, I would like to say that at this point we would say hit the floor, because he's obviously diving in and out of bushes and things.
So he'd have to make a shadow check probably to stay unseen. But yeah, if he does make it, we could tick off hit the floor, and that'd be. Could he use? What are your conditions?
My what? Sorry.
Your conditions. Your spanner and your right tool for the job.
Chicken dinosaur, and paranoia.
I think that you'd use your paranoia, so this would be a negative. So you're gonna do a roll, but you're gonna get, what's your shadow?
It's mediocre.
So zero.
So 0, and you're gonna be at -2 because of the negative condition. So you're gonna need to roll at least 3 positives to succeed.
Okay, so is 4d6 yet?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 6s and 2 4s.
So that's 2 positives, 2 mediocres. So that puts you at +2. Take away the -2. So that is a draw. It's not a fail. It's not a success. So I would say that what would that look like?
Do I paint that picture?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, yeah. So I've sort of popped that from behind the bush, and what I'm doing is I'm hiding behind this bush. But as it turns out, this is a berry bush, and I'm severely allergic to the berries that are growing on this bush. So whilst I am otherwise completely unseen, I've felt this itch sort of grow across me, and then I've just sort of dived out of the bush, and I'm just on the floor, just itching.
That does mean that we have just failed to hit one of our songs off.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
let's hit the floor. Gone.
So we can't use that one again, just for the new guys, right?
Where is Peloton at the minute? Sorry,
some random.
On a payphone.
So actually, building into what Mike said about delivery and stuff like that. He hasn't given his address, but he is incredibly lucky that fortunately the chicken will still arrive at the right place for him.
Of course, yes.
So hang on a second. So when Johnny came out of the bush, that means presumably Percy would have seen him. Are we saying then if he failed his stealth check?
I think you'd probably be aware that there was somebody there, but might not necessarily have seen, because he didn't fail. It was a draw. So
okay,
I think you're aware, but you don't know who it is, or you didn't see him entirely.
Okay, so maybe he fell out of the bush, but I wouldn't necessarily know it was he. He was following me. Maybe it was coincidence that this guy just fell out of a bush.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try and make up a voice for Percy on the bounce. Oh, sorry, that one's gone. That one's gone. What are you doing? Are you okay there?
I don't know how I'd react. I'm sort of just. I can feel the heat coming off of him as he's glowing, and as I sort of look up, I just roll. I just try and roll away from him whilst itching myself on the gravel road. It's a two for one.
Are you in some distress there?
I'm sort of ignoring him. You could say nobody's listening.
You can't try for another song.
Oh,
I will. Let me see what we got there. What was the one you went for? Was it Hit the Floor you went for?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for any of them at the moment. Oh, actually,
Track 6 would be a good one.
I will. I'm going to go for Numb, and I'll explain why. You seem to be in some sort of distress there. I can't help but see that you're itching. I've been doing some research on the healing properties of chicken grease, and I've heard that it's actually quite good on rashes. Would you like if I were to rub some of this? And he's got literally a like he eats chicken on the way. Like sometimes it's the customer's chicken, sometimes it's just some free stuff that he's got from the restaurant. But he's got a bucket under his arm, and he's like, perhaps I could just offer you some of my grease. And he's literally, before you've even said it, he's hand in bucket. He's not going to slather it on you just yet. But I'm gonna make a. I'm not misspent youth. I was thinking about misspent youth, but it's probably not a youth thing. I think I'm probably going to have to go for Mr. Fix.
Yeah.
Mr. Fix or bullshit. Because I mean, he has been doing research, whether or not it's actually successful or not. He has actually been looking into it. So I'll go with Mr. Fix and probably use my spanner in the works, Radioactive Man, because his glowing, even though it's a negative, it's probably putting off our poor paranoid Johnny.
As you sort of go to slap this grease on, Johnny just shouts out, "Is it FDA approved?"
No, but it's KFC approved.
Oh,
nice.
Right, so we've got a 4-4, a 1, and a 2. So that is super failure.
Yeah.
That's a -4 overall. Is there such a thing as a failure with style?
I mean, realistically, we have to think about how catastrophic this can be. What is the worst thing that can happen?
Okay, perhaps in Johnny's state, he isn't able to deflect the attack, shall we say?
Yeah.
And I was going to say Dino. I'm getting confused with my own fucking character. Percy literally slathers, just smashes a load of chicken grease onto Johnny and gives Johnny a new allergy that he didn't know he had.
What's Johnny's positive condition? What's his right to for the job?
I don't know why, but it's chicken dinosaur.
Oh yeah, because you knew about Dino. I was wondering if there's any way we could remove your positive condition, because Nate's failure was so catastrophic that it should have an impact.
I think it probably would still remove it because he now knows that I'm not. I mean, why would a small town gangster
rub him in chicken grease? It's become become so obvious to him as he's laying on the floor covered in chicken grease that this man cannot possibly be the gangster, which means that
the lizard.
So you've lost your positive condition for the evening. Well, it doesn't really matter because you've already failed to chip a song anyways.
As have I.
Yeah.
Two songs, two gone.
And hit the floor.
Yeah.
Right. Back at the police station, I'm about to leave, but it's at this point that I realise that the police want to speak to me because they've realised who I am now, and they've realised that I'm someone who knows Dino. So I'm going to try and get out of the police station by using... I'm going to try and buddy the cops. And, like, you know me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Dwight. I'm Dwight from the garage. Man about time. Winning smile. I'm going to use all my charisma skills to try and get out of this, but at the same time, I'm a person of interest, so it's my negative condition. So this.
I mean, there's plenty of songs you could choose if you really wanted to.
There's something that I want to do afterwards. So,
okay.
In fact, no, I'm going to do the good thing first, right? So I'm going to see if I can. I want to get one of the mugshots of Dino down from in the police station. So they've got a picture of him. They've got all persons of interest all over the wall, and they've got 10 up. Like number 1's the most wanted person. Now, because Dino hasn't done anything particularly for a while, he's at number 9 on this top 10 persons of interest in the Red Oaks Club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try.
He's been breaking the habit. Yeah, good.
I'm going to try and use my inside man, knowing the layout, to try and sneak around. I'm going to make a shadow check to sneak using my inside man right tool for the job to try and steal this picture of Dino. And if this succeeds, I'm going to tick off figure 0.09 because that's the mugshot.
So you're doing two things. One is to get away.
Well, I'm going to do this first, then I'm going to try and get away.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to use my. This shouldn't fail. I've got +2 for inside man. I've got another +2 for the shadow. So the worst case scenario is it's a draw. I only need one success basically for it to be good, and I got 3 1s and a 5. So I did just succeed. So I now have a picture of of Dino, and we have succeeded on the song Figure 09. Now the next step is for me to try and get out of the police station with this picture.
I'm just gonna throw I guess a larger spanner in the works into the game. People constantly, when they mean to say Percy or they mean to say Dino, but they say Johnny, and it's because, as it turns out, Johnny also looks like Percy and Dino.
Correct. Yeah, they all look the same. Maybe all 3 of them are my kids. Right, so I'm going to try and buddy my way out of the police station. Try and convince them that it's okay. They don't need to speak to me now. They can speak to me tomorrow or whatever. I need to get back to the garage. So I'm on a +3 for buddy, but I'm on a -2 for a person of interest. So
+1 before the roll.
Yep. Oh, that's better. 2 5s, a 2 and a 1. So I'm on +2, which is a success. So I managed to get out of the police station with a photo of Dino, and I've used both of my my positive and my negative, my spanner in the works and my right tool for the job, and I was the only person who successfully ticked up.
Okay, why Charles is still in the police station, and Charles is still at the mainframe kind of system. He is going to plant a bug on their radio system so he can kind of tap into their radio system in case there's any sightings of Dino. We can listen in later on and know where they are.
I think that's got to be a Mr. Fix check, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Have you got a condition that would be applicable to that?
Yeah, so I've got my Mr. Fix, which is a +3 because I'm good at it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I think I can use my man in the chair as the positive.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. Essentially, you're only rolling now to see if you can get something extra.
I found a song. I can't remember if I already named the song for Percy, but I'm now changing it. After this revelation that we actually look the same, our new relationship song is "A Man in the Mirror."
Nice. Can I do a Meteora song to go with this at the same time?
Yeah.
And the one I wanted to use is From the Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I roll my dice, I've got a 4, a 3, a 5, and a 1.
So that's 1 positive and 1 negative.
Yeah, but I had +3 and a +2, so that's 5.
It's +5 overall, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is success with style. So you're going to get something extra off of that.
Oh, nice. How does that work? Sorry.
Whatever we want it to be.
Oh.
What extra good thing could happen?
So what did you try and do? You tried to
So I was
plug into
planting
the
a
system.
bug onto the radio system. So if we tap into like the police radio chatter, we can hear if there's any sightings of Dino. So maybe the extra would be there was a sighting of Dino that's come through on the radio, and we now know where he's located.
So perfect. So we've been told where Dino is, and where is that?
It's on the outskirts of town at the garage, and he was seen filling up his motorcycle.
At the gas station?
Yeah.
Cool. So...
Bloody fossil fuels.
As it stands...
70s, isn't it?
Yeah, no such thing as climate change back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh.
So as it stands...
I was building off a fossil and Dino.
Okay. Yeah, okay. No one made the link.
I've used both my positive and negative and tried for a song. Sam has used his positive and negative and tried for a song. Nate, you've used your negative.
And I've tried for a song, so I need to use my positive, and MJ's still got to use everything, right?
MJ's got to do something.
Yeah, so I've used my positive in a song, haven't I? So
I hadn't actually established where I was. I mean, my intention was that I was going to be calling the chicken restaurant in order to get Percy to actually meet up with us. I had envisioned that I was outside the police station. Can that still be correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps perhaps just on that, where I've hurt and maimed Johnny, perhaps I've chucked him on the back of my bike. He's just like in pain, and where he's done a favour for you today, but he obviously feels like you should be doing him a favour, so he's maybe asked me to bring him to you,
right? Which
coincidentally is the lucky part of why your chicken ends up with you, because we didn't have the address, nice. But by bon chance, I ended up there. So yeah, I've ridden up on my bike with scolded Johnny on the back, and you want your chicken?
Buy the sauces.
Well, I had to use the mayonnaise to help some of the pain with this young fella.
But the ketchup is still there.
Yeah, the ketchup's there.
As I'm sort of slightly unconscious, I raise my head and I look at these two talking, and I make the realization that, you know what? They sort of look a bit similar.
Perfect.
I don't see it, really.
I've never seen myself. but there's someone who looks like me who live in the apartment the other side of mine. I see him. There's a hole in the bathroom. I see him. We brush our teeth at the same time. We wash at the same time. I always see him at the same time in his bathroom. I'm in my bathroom in the hole in the wall.
Can I suggest? May I suggest that this revelation of Johnny and Percy looking alike None of us heard what you just said, and perhaps you can do some sort of roll using and try to chip nobody's listening off of Meteora.
Yeah.
What is your positive and negatives?
So my main positive is Needle, so the ability to irritate people. So that would definitely fit in with that because you just stopped listening to me because I'm so annoying.
So I'd think that. So I'd use that.
So go for Needle.
But you're right tall for the job and you're spanner in the works. You were smacked up off your tits and feel no pain.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what he could do. He could do Needle, but he could, because he's so smart, he's not making proper sense, so nobody's listening to him.
Yeah.
So overall, can you use two of them at the same time? Because maybe he doesn't have any emotional pain from people not listening to him.
No, I want to chuck him off a cliff.
Again.
He's also numb.
No, we've used numb
today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we failed numb, innit?
Right, go on. So make a Needle roll.
I'm sorry. The man for the job. Does that give the positive effect? Does that give me +1 or +2?
Well, no, you're using the negative, right? Isn't it smacked off your tits?
Yeah.
You're using?
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah.
So that gives you -2. So overall, you're getting a +1.
+1. Okay. Cool. What we got? Oh, 2 neutral. 2 neutral and 1 each of the others. So
+1 overall.
Yeah, +1 overall.
So you succeed.
Nice.
So we take a couple of minutes to really sink in that you've just told us you spy on someone in their bathroom or whatever it was you said.
Bob. Bob.
I don't know what's happening.
Gets on the motorcycle with you.
Well, all three of you on one motorbike.
What have you got on the handlebars?
Me.
What else?
On the handlebars.
Yeah, is there any sharp ornaments or anything, or like a bell?
Well, if there's three,
he started hanging. This is quite creepy. He started hanging the bones from his chicken on them, to sort of as a sort of a trophy.
Okay, right. So there's a wishbone stuck up on the handlebar. Peloton gets on, puts his arms on the back of the handlebar, yoinks himself up, and sits on it. The wishbone goes straight up and penetrates him, but he doesn't feel anything.
I think you need to make an easy rider check with your positive and feel no pain.
Maybe we should have left from the inside for that.
How much does the positive give me?
The positive is +2. What's your easy rider skill?
My easy ride is +1.
Oh, should be fine.
Should be on it. 2 pos, 1 neutral, 1 mine.
So you stay on the bike. So you're +4 overall. That's success with style. You can have a little freebie off the back of that as well. Not only do you stay on the bike.
Well, the wishbone's broken, but I've got the long end up there, so I'm extra lucky.
So what am I now riding with one on the back, one on the front?
Yeah.
Where are you going to? That's the better question.
But do you have a straw?
No, I didn't bring any drinks. Did you order any drinks?
But the ketchup.
Our customers don't usually drink the ketchup, I'm afraid.
But do you have a coffee stirrer?
What are those things that doctors put on your tongue? I pull out one of those. And...
Penis? No, sorry, that's different. Different doctor. Sorry.
Bellend.
Those tongue spatula things. I'll pass you one of those.
Thank you.
You guys, do you mind? I've just realised that I'm running low on gas, and I need to go and fill up the bike.
It's the 70s. Gas is crazy cheap.
Do you mind coming with me?
Oh, baby
yes.
bell.
So I'm going to go off, unbeknownst to everyone else. I'm headed in the direction of Dino the Lizard Spinoli.
Yeah, I think at this point, Charles, obviously knowing this information now and seeing that Dwight had gone back to his garage after blagging the police, I think Charles would head back to Dwight's garage to kind of meet up with him and pass on the information.
Yeah, so I think we'll probably head to the gas station as well now, won't we? So
Mhm.
what's everyone got? We've all attempted a song. What's everyone got in terms of spanners and tools left? I've done mine. MJ's done his.
I've got one spanner left, which is my conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've got my right tool for the job to use, which is piggy bank, which I was going to. Yeah, once I got to the garage, I was going to try. Yeah, well, let's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fast forward.
let's fast forward. So I'm going to get there. Should we say I get there first? That myself and Dino perhaps are there at the same time when you two arrive.
All of the 4 lookalikes there together.
Who's the fourth?
You,
Dino,
Johnny, Peloton, and Dino.
You were doing
Peloton
that
look
like Spider-Man pointing at each other thing.
Yeah. Johnny
Yeah,
decided that Peloton looks like you as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought right. Okay, so
And I can't
John-
confirm because I've never seen
Seen
myself
himself,
because I don't know what a mirror is.
So does Johnny look like us as well? I thought
Yeah,
it was Johnny
we
that looked.
No, we all look the same. I'm feeding into the idea that we are all, in fact, Dwight's children.
Okay, so Percy rides up to the petrol station, the gas station, which is called the Plenty O Gas.
Also,
Yeah, and he sees another bike in the forecourt, but there's no rider there at the time. So I'm assuming Johnny and well, maybe not. I was going to say I assume Johnny and Peloton get off the bike, but perhaps they sit there and enjoy their uncomfortableness that I've seemed to have forced on both of them.
I can't feel anything.
And Percy is going to fill up and get a full tank.
There's some pistons shooting off in the background.
Nice. He's gonna get a full tank of petrol, of gasoline, because he's got a bit of extra cash that normally just chucks in $10 or something like that. He's got a bit of extra. He's a bit flush. He's got his piggy bank. So he's gonna see if he can afford a full tank.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna roll just so I can use that up. To be honest, more than anything. So that would be +3, +2, so that's +5 overall. And we've got on the roll, we've got 1 negative, 1 positive, and 2 neutrals. That's a +6.
+5.
+5 overall.
yeah, I think then that is some kind of success with style.
Perhaps he's like the millionth customer or something, and he doesn't have to pay for his petrol, and it sets off some sort of alarm or something that starts bringing people to the petrol station just as Dino is walking out.
Oh, nice.
Starts getting attention in the town.
Caught up in the attention, Johnny is approaching the station also, with Peloton on his back. Peloton giving him instructions, almost similarly to the Peloton instructors that you see in the adverts. You can do it. Keep going. Just another 100 yards. In a perfectly normal voice when he does the Peloton instructions, and then he reverts back to his normal voice.
He blacks out.
I wonder if if all the sirens going off affect whether or not Charles bottles it. So the conspiracy theorist, maybe he thinks that something's going on at the station.
Maybe I think it's like a burglar alarm going off or something.
Just as we're about to arrive.
Well, can I throw in as an alternative?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you do get there, what Charles is going to see is he's going to see myself, Dino, Peloton, and Johnny, who all look the same. so perhaps Charles is buying into clone theories.
Oh,
I like that one more. Actually, yeah, I'm convinced that the government is trying to clone everyone and make an army of trying to make an army of convicts that they can send overseas to fight in some American war or something like this.
Yeah, big fat greasy chicken people is definitely what you'd send overseas to fight a war.
Tweaking I think he needs to make a bottle check then, maybe. Otherwise, he'd be too.
No,
To determine if it's just easier to run.
Oh,
He's already done a song.
I've done a song.
Have we all done-
Yeah, I think
have we all done a
done
song?
one.
Yeah, we've all done a song. What do you reckon? A bottle check?
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be a bottle check.
What's
Yeah,
your,
I mean,
what's
Bottle I haven't got on anything, so
Oh,
it's
so you
just
can -2.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be -2. Well, yeah, -2 for my conspiracy thing.
So you need to get at least 3 positives on the roll.
Well, let's find out then, shall we? I've got a 5, a 6, a 2, and a 5.
Oh, he's done it. No,
So,
No,
So that's neutral.
It's a
three
draw.
pods, isn't it? Oh, draw. Stalemate.
Right, how does
Oh,
that
yeah,
play out
it's
then?
-2, yeah.
How does the draw play out? He's not completely bottled it, but he's not.
I
Start
think
it out.
that I wouldn't completely bottle it, and I kind of see that they are slightly different. But I'm obviously going to cower behind Dwight as I kind of push him in front to go in first. Almost like a human shield, I think. And I leave the car that we arrive in running with the ignitions in case I want to bottle it.
As Dwight is pushed into the middle, and I've seen, and like, there's almost this a 4-man standoff now between Percy, Johnny, Peloton, and Dwight, and it just sort of dawns on me. Did you know what? We all sort of look a bit like Dwight, and Johnny just goes, "Dad, is that you?"
Cha, as a matter of fortune, good fortune, Cha, the local GP was also getting gas at this time, because he had been recently earlier that day he had been audited, and he was taking the medical birth records from the records room at the hospital to a different record room as was requested by the auditors. So he is just filling up his car, and there is a box of medical records on the back seat.
Knowing this, Johnny reaches in and pulls out the medical records of all of us.
That's going to need a check of some sort, isn't it? Either a or a no shit Sherlock, maybe.
Oh, absolutely! Yeah, please do, because it's no shit Sherlock is what I picked for my good. So I would love to.
or possibly misspent youth. Did you say?
Yeah.
Like
Or that, which would absolutely bugger me.
No,
Yeah, I think it was the Sherlock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the Sherlock fits it better, to be honest. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
3 6s and a 1.
Plus your 3,
Your
so that's 5.
It's a with style, right? So if his ointmenty hands go to grab it, but only picks up one sheet, but it happens to be the single sheet needed.
Yeah, it turns out we're actually all triplets. No, the piece of paper says local children fathered by Dwight, and it is just it's double-sided, filled to the brim, size like 9 font. There's a lot of names on here, and I can clearly see Percy, Peloton, Johnny Hollandaise, and then Charles with a question mark.
Brilliant. And we're all about the same age, which is fun. Right.
Doesn't have to make sense.
I think that what we need to do now is, because these alarms are going off and it's bringing undue attention, is we need to persuade Dino to come with us, and we all need to get out of Dodge.
Yeah. So let's say that's how the night ends.
Yeah.
Is that we persuade Dino that he can both hide out at your house as well as find out his true heritage, whether or not you're his father or not.
Yeah. Night one, complete. We're through to the next Halcyon Day. So as we find ourselves, then we're all kind of laying low at my garage, I suppose, including Dino. Dwight has got a kind of new objective. I need to prove that I'm not the father of these people.
of everyone in Red Oaks.
And we need to. What do we want to achieve?
My personal goal is a bit different than everybody else's. I've decided that I'm going to try and set up one of my lookalikes as myself, and make him liable for the alimony to my ex-wife.
Oh.
Well, I was going to suggest as a group we were going to try and essentially get, because I don't know how this has never come up before, that this famous gangster happens to look like other people, right? But perhaps we want to try and get Dino off any charges, so that the rest of us can go about our day-to-day life. Because now that the police are onto the fact that potentially everyone looks like that, are we going to start getting arrested for Dino's crimes?
We could set it up as reasonable doubt. If we all say it wasn't us, how can they prove that it was any of us?
It wasn't me. Alternatively, we could pick another name at random off this piece of paper.
No doubt they look like us.
Do we even know why Dino came to town? Is there even? Do we even know that yet? Why has Dino come back to town? Do we actually know?
Maybe Dino's mother passed away, and on her deathbed,
said, "Find your dad."
She said you need to go back to Red Oaks to find your dad. Does Dwight have any lizard-based nicknames?
Dwight the
Raptor.
Dwight the tongue. No. Dwight Sticky Fingers. No.
Gecko.
Dwight the Gecko. Dwight the Gecko Lancaster.
Right. Okay. So what are we trying to do with today? What if we're trying to basically get Dino essentially free? We could theoretically send Charles back in, especially as he doesn't look like any of us, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
We could send Charles back in for another one of his hacker man jobs.
Hacker mainframes, got it.
To try and clear the record.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we need to have like a
disruption
somewhere to get the police out of the building or something?
Yeah, because I think that you've got a negative today. You've got a spanner in the works today of the police are on high alert after the incident at the gas station last night.
So high alert.
I've got our distraction. We're each going to go off. All of the boys are going to go off to different parts of the town and act shady, so that the whole force have to go out to try and, like, if they're spotting Dino in every corner of Red Oaks.
I'm going to do my negative that the pollen count is especially high today.
So, Mr. Sneezy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneezy does it.
Oh.
My negative is the saucy shits. So I've got extremely severe diarrhea from all the ketchup.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm not even able to. Oh, I'm too stupid to go to the toilet, actually, so I'm just bleeding shit. Actually, shit and blood.
Why is it always shit with you?
Well, no, we're not sure if it is shit or blood, because my arsehole's bleeding from the wishbone, and also because all I've had is ketchup, so it's really not clear if it's shit or blood. But yeah, I'm just leaking red liquid everywhere.
If anyone wants to come up with a name for that, feel free.
Number 57? No, number 58.
I would just call it anal fissures. Classic.
Yeah, anal fissures sounds good.
I wonder whether Peloton should get a positive, though, to do with his lucidity coming back from the drugs wearing off. And he's never felt. It's like everything's firing up again after the numbness.
It's a hard reset.
Yeah, hard reset.
Oh, nice.
It's giving you a kind of a bit more switched on than usual.
Nice.
Like we've just switched on you've just rebooted the router and your Wi-Fi's never been as good.
Yeah.
Cool.
If we're going for negatives as well, I think that perhaps Percy should have a negative, because at this point he probably hasn't been around food for probably a good 12 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of Percy for negative, something along those lines, but more so that he's actually now he's a little bit afraid that he's going to have to share his food with other people, because now he thinks he might have some brothers. He's just going to think that he's going to, like, that bucket used to go between himself and now he thinks he's going to have to share it amongst 4 people.
So should your negative be
Band of brothers,
family bucket? Family bucket.
Family bucket. Yes. That's excellent.
Family bucket is my spanner.
I think that I think that Dwight should probably have a spanner to do with this list. This list exists now that's got the names of all of his kids on it, and Dwight's going to be preoccupied with getting rid of that list and destroying the evidence.
Sweet child of mine.
Sweet child of mine.
Is that your spanner, did you say?
Yeah, Sweet Child of Mine, which is available right now on the Dweezil Van Zafir YouTube channel as a bardcore cover.
Nice.
What we got then? What about...
As a positive, Johnny's invigorated by the idea that should he need a kidney transplant, the list is now potentially extensive.
Oh, doner kebab.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
great names.
So MJ, you've got a positive and a negative. Smudger, you've got a negative.
I've only got a negative at the moment, but we can play that by ear.
I think that you'd be somewhat buoyed by the fact that you've always been a bit of a loner. You've never really had any friends or anything, and now all of a sudden
I've got my freaking budgie. Don't you say Bertie's not a friend?
You've got your...
Is he with you?
No, he's at the house. He needs to go
the
get fed.
Birdman of Palcatraz.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What about, or alternatively, he could be buoyed by the fact that he doesn't look like the Dino brothers.
Oh,
and therefore he's not going to get caught up in any of their crimes.
Yeah, so you could be there. We just got to come up with a pithy name for it now.
Yeah.
Pudgy Smuggler?
Pudgy Smuggler.
It makes no sense, but it is great.
When MJ was asking 5 minutes ago, when MJ asked, "Is the budgie with you?" He had that. He's not letting it go, is he? He had an idea.
Yeah. See what sticks.
I want something like doppelganger, but like an opposite of it, like the nopelganger or the nopelganger.
Nopelganger.
The nopelganger. Nopelganger. Or it's not.
No, I mean it's just not right, is it? No. We'll come back to it. We'll think of something. We'll come back for it. Hold on.
Yeah, I need a positive.
One of these things is not like the brother.
Oh.
No.
That's right. We'll come up with Stuart, and we'll come back to the name. Positive is it's got to be something along the lines of you can't be their dad because they're all the same age as you.
No.
So we've got so I would imagine as a group of brothers, is by the sound of it, if we're all the same age as Dwight, we've all got the intelligence of Peloton. Unfortunately,
I think we're going to have
Johnny,
to forcibly retcon the age thing.
Unfortunately for Johnny, we've all got the organs of Percy.
The positive for Dwight.
It could be that whilst he wants to get rid of the evidence, he's actually starting to feel a little bit of
paternal instinct.
Yeah, paternal instinct. So I could take the positive condition of who's the daddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I've got a name for mine.
Who's your daddy?
What about the Invisible Man? Because everyone forgets him anyway. He doesn't look like the rest of you.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're a bit more invisible. You're a bit more. You're the one that can get away with stuff because you don't look like the Invisible Man.
So we all got a positive and negative then.
Yep.
No, I don't have a positive actually.
Okay.
He doesn't want to give up his chicken. But...
Wait, you need a positive.
Oh wait, you've got all the money still. So maybe at this point you'd be thinking about maybe opening your own chicken place or food establishment.
Grand designs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I might be thinking about how I can not con you, but get you guys in on it as well.
Yeah.
Like
Los Pollos Hermanos. There's your positive. Los Pollos Hermanos.
There we go. Always to do with chicken.
Can we just run through what everyone's got, just because some of the names are excellent? Because I'm now enamoured by the fact that I've got potential organ donors. My positive is doner kebab. But unfortunately, the pollen count is particularly high today, so Sneezy does it.
Yeah. My positive is who's your daddy? And then my spanner in the works is Sweet Child of Mine.
My positive is the Invisible Man, and my negative is High Alert.
Mine is Los Pollos Hermanos and Family Bucket, but like I say, all chicken related.
And mine are Hard Reset and Anal Fissures.
End on a high. So yeah, our day probably would have consisted of Charles trying to get his way. I mean, I assume we'll probably take that into the night, won't he? That his day probably was trying to convince them to let him come back later on in night and do what he needs to do on the computer side of life. What would the rest of us have been doing?
I think the rest of you would have just been hiding out, wouldn't you? Like in the garage.
I've probably spent a bit of time tuning up everyone's motorbikes. We're all now riding matching. In fact, I've resprayed and customised everyone's motorbikes, and I've airbrushed onto the tanks of them all the logo that Percy has lovingly described to everyone of what his dream for a chicken shop is going to be. And I've airbrushed that onto all the tanks, and everyone's now got matching choppers.
Just for my knowledge, what would that look like?
So it would probably be an anthropomorphic chicken that's got a motorbike helmet on it, and its wings have got although its wings, it sort of look like hands, and it's just got it's sticking its finger up, sticking one of its feathery fingers up, and saying "fuck you" to the establishment.
Chicken wings of fury.
Yeah, exactly.
And then MJ's just been bleeding out of his arsehole.
Well, yeah. Well, so I've been. You got a spare tire in there, so I've been sort of sleeping sat in the tire, and when I woke up, it's just filled with bloody ketchup.
And you just use it like a maternity cushion.
It's got like a sidecar. He's just like a hot tub of red.
Yeah, because by this point I've taken my I guess he wore pants and trousers off, so I'm naked on the bottom half, just been shitting and pissing blood. So I'm just going to grab
I'm just surprised where it's all coming from. There's more liquid than exists in a human body at this point.
Peloton spots what he thinks is an oil rag on the side. But gonna tie this up, and he grabs it, picks it up, and ties it around like a satchel or like a like a pair of pants or whatever, just to keep it on. But what was it? Because it wasn't an oil rag.
I think it was the list.
By the way, can I hope this ends with Peloton. He doesn't have anal fissures and bleeding. He just keeps sitting on ketchup packets. And they keep bursting.
Can we say it's canon that it was the list?
Yeah, it was the list.
Why not?
You've seen the list and everything by now. We've probably.
But then that would remove your negative.
That would remove my spanner in the works. That removes my negative for the evening.
But I think we would also make it remove your positive, because the idea that you're our dad would also be.
Yeah.
So you got if you want it to be the list, it takes both.
Okay, we're in the evening now anyway, so
okay.
My conditions have both been absolutely wiped out, which means when I try for a song, I'm flat on anything. That's fair.
My anal fissures caused a hard reset.
And you could buy a family bucket at Los Polos Hermanos, so that's done. Right.
So did we say we're all headed to different parts of town to run a sort of distraction thing? Was that it? Or we were making a break for it together?
I think you three run to different parts of town to cause a distraction.
And Dino, although no one's...
Yeah.
Or would we be keeping him safe?
I think we'll probably keep Dino in the garage. You three head to different parts of town. Charles is going to go to try and get to the police station again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hit up the pharmacy.
Okay. I think what Percy will do is stick to his rota, and he'd go back to work, because then not only is he heading round town, but it's making sure that he keeps money. So yeah, he would just be doing his normal stops, but perhaps a little bit more angrily this time, to try and sell the Dino side of it. Like last night or yesterday, he was a bit confused and didn't know what was going on, why people were acting all a bit funny around him. Now he knows why that's the case. He's gonna be forcefully demanding money from them to try and play up that side.
Oh, he's becoming the gangster.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just an origin story. That's what this is.
Okay, where's Peloton heading?
Peloton is going to go to the newsagents, because the
obviously
the newest issue of Nutrition Monthly is is out and he wants to pick up his subscription. He's forgotten about this. So.
He's forgotten he picked it up last week.
Yeah. What's Dwight doing? Sorry.
I'm not sure whether Dwight would go to the police station with you to kind of maybe initiate the distraction, maybe report the fact that he's seen Dino in various parts of town, or whether Dwight might actually go and try and see the women, aka vis-a-vis all of your mothers, and find out if he is the father.
I think he'll do that one. Come on, you'd have to. Yeah.
Dwight's going to go and visit everyone's mums, and let's just say, for the sake of the podcast, you will all be playing your own mothers.
Brilliant.
Fine.
Female version of Peloton.
Having arrived at the pharmacy, as I walk in, I'm greeted by the pharmacist, as you'd expect from a pharmacy. Took me a minute to remember that word. And they're saying, "Oh well, Johnny, you've not been here for ages. We've got loads of things for you to try." And he gives me a tablet, and I knock it back, and I go, "What was that?" He goes, "Oh, it's a new tablet for menstrual cramps." And with that, I'm like, "Yeah, I do feel better. I was having." What was it you said? Menstrual. I was having those, correct? And then he fills out the feedback form, and and he goes, "Right, I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? What am I doing at the pharmacy?"
You're trying to create a distraction, so we want to be
trying to create a distraction. Right, thank you for that. With that, I need all of your intensest painkillers, all of them. And with that, he pulls out a tire iron and brandishes it in a threatening way.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to be rolling here? For
I think so. I think maybe needle.
Beef.
Yeah, beef or needle.
Is it not bottle?
Why would if you could justify it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a beefy lad in this.
What's your needle?
Needle's fair.
What's your bullshit?
My bullshit is fair. My no shit's good. My bullshit's fair. My needle's fair.
What are you trying to do? You're not trying to.
I'm trying to not actually rob him, but I'm trying to get him to be like, "Oh, gonna have to call the police again. Give him another slap on the wrist."
Perhaps. Oh no, we've already used that one. Perhaps. Yeah, I can't think any of those necessarily work for you.
I could do a smash and grab and then go for a bit of easier to run.
Oh, you fucker.
What do you want to do then? Do you want misspent youth it? You could beef it. You could needle it. What are your conditions?
My conditions: doner kebab or sneezy does it. I'm gonna. I don't even know how I can use either of those.
Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not scared because, like, you could do something completely crazy, like smash through the counter with your hand, because you know that you've got blood donors now with transfusion.
I could get a hand donated from somebody else. Yeah. So with that, I punch through the counter, grab some antihistamines. Throw back about a solid half a packet of Pirites, and then I try and I'm just trying to get everyone's attention. People are trying to leave. I'm trying to herd them back in.
If you're punching through the counter, I think that needs to be a beef check.
That's gotta be beef, yeah.
But you can have your +2 from your doner kebab because you're buoyed up to kind of do it. Because you can get a blood transfusion.
He suddenly got no fear.
17.
No. What's a neutral and what's a negative?
3 and 4.
1 and 2 is negs.
Oh yeah, makes sense. 2 neutral, 1 positive, 1 negative.
So neutral overall. What's your beef? Mediocre.
Yeah.
So it's +2. So it's a success.
Okay.
So perfect. they phone the police.
Excellent.
If you'd have got success with style on that, I think we could have argued that you did grab a handful of Piriton and wiped out your negative.
Yeah.
But
that's a shame.
Yeah. Did you? It's a shame you didn't try for a song there.
He did. He tried for Easier to Run, didn't he? Or did we say we weren't doing that?
It didn't fit. Didn't really fit.
You could have gone with Don't Stay. Come on.
Could have gone with Breaking the Habit.
Oh. Yes.
Oh.
Oh well.
Too late now.
Yep.
Did you want did you want to go with your distraction, Peloton, or?
So Peloton is going
Well,
to...
hang on. Seeing as though I need to go and see everyone's mums.
Okay, we'll do one by one. Yeah.
Shall I go and see Johnny's mum
Yeah.
while Johnny's mum is there? I go see Johnny's mum. Johnny, do you want to describe your mum?
Funnily enough, when I looked, she actually looks quite a lot like all of us, really.
He's our granddad.
Yeah,
And I think she's completely the opposite to you. She's like...
imagine Billy Connolly, but slightly beardier and has one eye.
Why is your mum the bearded woman with one eye?
She's got a bit of a cocky leg, like she limps a lot, but it switches. The leg that she limps on switches. No idea why. It's not that she's got like an eye and it's missing. It's that there was just never an eye there in the first place. It's just a patch of skin.
You can see why I couldn't control myself, can't you?
Yeah, sort of the picture I was painting.
She didn't do like that before.
Yeah, so that's me, mum.
I'm essentially going to try and roll bullshit checks with all of these women to try and convince them that there's no way I could be the dad, and that they're barking up the wrong tree and they need to tell their sons. So I'm just going to roll straight bullshit on Johnny's mum, which I'm +1 on my bullshit. Oh, 3 5s and a 3. I am 4 positives. I am not your father. There we go.
This is going to be very weird when you are some of our fathers, yet we all still look the same.
It's all about what you believe.
Yeah.
So Peloton hops on his motorcycle and he's thick as pig shit, of course, so he sort of forgets where he was going to go. And he thinks, book, because he seems to remember he was off to read something. So, library. So he goes off to the library.
Why would he not? Would he not try and remember, and maybe his hard reset might impact his memory?
I'd love for it to make him talk normally.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the hard reset does impact his memory. He's on the way. Fortunately, the newsagents and the library are in the same area of town. It's in Book Corner.
But if he ended up in the right place, in the place that he belongs,
somewhere I belong, precisely. So there's hard reset along the way, and he does end up at the newsagent.
I think you need to roll a no. I think no shit Sherlock. What do you reckon? See if he remembers.
I mean, that's the one that probably fits the best.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
with
no shit
with
Sherlock.
the +2 from your hard reset.
Or unless Mr. Fix to fix his brain.
Oh, what's better?
They're both zeros for me. Misspent youth, knock and run doesn't fit at all. No, let's go for it.
Are you trying for the song?
Yeah, we'll try for the song Somewhere I Belong. Let's go for it.
Well, you got no negs, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, let's go.
And +2.
Oh, what's that one? Oh, 2 pos, 2 neg.
That's
so with the +2
overall, yeah?
Yeah, nice. Cool. Done. Ended up in the library. New issues in. I read it.
The sheer fact that he's able to read after this hard reset draws a lot of attention. A lot of people amazed that he's holding the magazine the right way up. His eyes appear to be following the words as he reads along. He's even reading aloud, so people are like fully. He's getting
like a crowd around him, is it? Like it's a reading time kind of.
Yeah.
Toast your coriander, seeds, and haricot beans. Do you want to shift seeds to my mother?
Should I go and see his mum then?
Yeah. So hang on a second. So can I just clarify? So he's gone to some. Did you say he went to the library for this?
Yeah.
So he's gone to the library. People have realised he can read, and they've called the police.
Yeah, because they know that it's not likely to be Peloton because he can't read, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So they think it must be Dino.
cut to Dwight going visiting Peloton's mum. Can we have a picture of Peloton's mum, please?
So a woman answers the door. She looks incredibly prim and proper. Picture Hyacinth Bouquet.
Oh.
She looks incredibly smart, incredibly well dressed. She looks very embracive. The only small thing is that her blouse does seem to be on backwards. And Vaseline skid marks answers the door. Oh, hello there, my love. It's not very often that I get young men coming up to see me these days. What can I possibly do for you?
Have we met before?
You don't look familiar, but a lot of people in this town look very similar.
I don't think I even need to roll. She's just essentially confirmed that I'm not Peloton's dad.
Pa, you know my Peloton? His father's upstairs.
Wait,
Can I speak to him?
what's Peloton's surname, by the way?
Skid marks.
Oh, okay, it's skid marks as well.
Yes, you just get you for him. Crifle, coming downstairs and see me, please. A very slight man walks down the stairs, and he's wearing a kilt, and that's all.
Nice.
And he walks to the door. He walks up to you. He's very short as well. He walks up to you, stares up at you, and he just goes, "Ah!"
Who's that in the background? Is that Pelican's little brother? I think it must be.
This
Maybe you should introduce them as well.
This baby crawls along the floor. Must be sort of 8 months old, something like that. Crawls to the front door, and he looks up and he says, "Who are you?"
8 months old.
And he says, "Dad, is that you?"
With that, Dwight just closes the door and runs.
Doesn't even want to try and bullshit.
No. No, I'm just out of there. It's too weird. It's all gonna be MJ, isn't it? Let's be honest.
HD MJ.
It's like a Catherine Tate show.
but actually funny. And less offensive, if anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Stuart trying to pitch his game to people. Well, have a listen and see how it plays out.
MJ not included.
So who's the guy? Who's the your phone jacker? Or is it called?
Brian Badondi.
Yeah.
Brian Badondi.
Right. So Percy Fig is heading around town delivering chicken on his route. But he's starting to take on. He's starting to think about the fact that he's obviously A, trying to cause a distraction, but B, he's also thinking with what happened last night with the extra money, perhaps if he leaned on his customers a little bit, he might get even more money, and he might be able to use that to help fund Los Polos Hermanos, his new chicken business. But as Mike said earlier, he's probably not eaten as much. It's been a bit of a confusing 24 hours, and he's probably not eaten his usual amount of food. So he is going to start feeling faint.
Oh,
Nice.
So we're gonna try and chip faint. I'm gonna use Los Polos Hermanos while he uses his. What would that be? Would that be needle? Do you think, Stuart, or beef? So basically, he's going to his customers and he's trying to sort of like say, like he's giving them their order. He's withholding their order.
yeah.
He's trying to say, look, give me more money. Give me more money. I'll make a better chicken shop for this place. almost trying to do a protection racket, but for chicken businesses.
But you could needle it or beef it, whichever you're best at.
I'm better at beef.
So should be opening a chicken store.
Hey! So he is, yeah.
Are you trying for fame?
Yeah, so it's not part of that narrative necessarily, but he is feeling fame.
Right.
Just trying to think if any of the others necessarily work better. Session.
Well,
breaking the habit?
Maybe.
He's trying to break the habit. He's trying to break the
He's trying to break his habit, isn't he? He's trying to get out of his drudgery of his life.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and break in the habit. It's probably slightly more fitting. So I've got +2 on my beef. I've got +2 from Los Polos Hermanos. So that's not looking great, if I'm honest. No, that's not too bad. Two neutrals, 2 negatives. So that's -2 there. I've got +4 from the others, so it's a success.
Yeah.
So he's doing his rounds, and he just succeeds. They're getting agitated. The customers are getting agitated from the fact that he's leaning on them, but he is actually also making money at the same time. So they're doing what he's asking, but at the same time, then they're going inside and they're calling the police, very much like they did last night. It's pretty much what happened last night, except for he's actually doing something a bit naughty this time around.
Nice. Cut to Dwight knocking on Percy's mum's door.
The door opens and a big broad woman opens the door and says, "Boy, I say, boy, what are you doing here?" And his mum looks basically like Foghorn Leghorn, but with lipstick.
Sounds like her.
Creating an Oedipus issue here where he's now obsessed with chicken because it reminds him of his mother.
I haven't seen you for a long time.
I know. I don't know what that voice was.
I feel like for so many years I've been hiding my emotions because I haven't been with a woman that I truly loved, and now I'm with you. And he starts to cry.
I say, I do declare.
He starts to cry and he says to her, "Look, I know I wasn't around Percy, but I want to change all that now. And I want to be around for you." And with that, he goes to embrace her and lean her over because he's going to try and seduce her. And see if she's up for a bit of a session. So I'm gonna.
I do declare this is quite the predicament.
I'm gonna roll. I mean, there isn't a seduction skill in HDMK, so buddy.
Easy Rider?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll Easy Rider to see if I can have a session with Percy's mum.
With Nate putting on a voice.
Yeah. Right, so I'm +2 for Easy Rider. I've got no conditions.
Oh God, I said, oh God, this is great.
I've got no conditions. Let's see what happens. Oh, a 6, a 2, a 2, a 3. Oh dear.
Oh.
But +2 for Easy Rider, so I'm +1. So, yes, I do.
I say, why don't you come on the side?
So I do manage to seduce Percy's mum, and with that, I tick off the song Session from the album Meteora by Linkin Park.
Oh, wow, you got my cloaca or where?
It's a multi-purpose orifice.
I mean,
someone's in for a stuffing.
What do chickens do on special occasions? Because you've only got one option, haven't you?
Very subtle, I like it. Very subtle. Out of interest, was it you or Mike that came up with this story thread? And did you ever expect to be seducing Foghorn Leghorn when?
In all of the games of HCMK that we've played, there's been no man chicken love.
Was that a spit roast joke?
Very nice, well done.
Keep it well basted.
Oh, getting butterflies.
That doesn't make sense. We don't write this down, we're just winging it.
No. Feathers. Mike.
I don't even know where to go from here.
Right. So I think narratively, what's happened is narratively
all the police are leaving the station, I guess, to go see what's going on at these different locations around the town. These different sightings of Dino or Dino, however you want to pronounce his name.
Definitely Dino.
Definitely Dino. And I'd like to think, as the police are kind of all running out the front door, I'm just kind of scurrying in. It's obviously got the same cop there on the front desk from earlier, and he's just like, Dan? And I'm like, yep. Here I am. just coming back to, finish off my job from earlier. But he's not really paying any attention to me, despite them being on high alert, because obviously I'm just a very kind of bland, forgetful person. So, do you want me to roll to see if I can sneak in?
I think so. What are your conditions?
My conditions are the Invisible Man and High Alert, so I would say they kind of cancel each other out. If you just want to go on a...
Then I don't think you can't do that though, can you? You need to use them separately, I think.
Okay, so...
I think you've got to...
Maybe I'll use High Alert for going in, and then maybe leave on the premises later. I'll use the Invisible Man to see if I can leave undetected.
If you're going to try and leave, I'd try and squeeze in Don't Stay. I think we've got Don't Stay left. I don't know what songs we have got left.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to do, so I was going to do that after.
What about High Alert could be whether or not you're successful in doing what you need to do on the computer without leaving a trail, or not necessarily leaving a trail, but causing some alarm.
Maybe they lock the computer system down because they think that someone's got in, so you can Invisible Man in.
Yeah.
But your High Alert is going to be a negative on the computer system.
Okay, well, I'm going to do Invisible Man getting in then, which I'm going to do at the same time as Don't Stay for the song, because I don't want to stay, I want to get in and out.
Yeah.
And I will use the Shadow, which is there at...
So you've got +1, so you're on +3 before the dice.
Yeah. So... on the dice rolling, let's give it a go. Oh, that's not great. I've got a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 2.
So that's 2 negs, 2 neutrals.
2 negs, 2 neutrals, and
+1 overall.
Yeah, okay. It's not awful then. That's fine.
Did you chip a song on that one, or was that?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Don't
so
Stay.
We've got Don't Stay in there as well. So I've managed to get in past Jeffrey, who's on the front desk, not paying me much attention. He's just like, yeah, it's only Dan, no one cares, kind of thing. Waves me in.
Not even Daniel anymore. Imagine how he didn't like being called Charlie. Imagine how pissed off he'd be called Dan. The short name of not even his real name.
Yeah, I mean, normally he would sit there and argue with the guy, but considering the scenario going on, he's not going to. He's very focused on his work, so he's made his way into the back room, and indeed he has found the computer console he was using earlier, which he's thinking that he can wipe all of Dino's records off the system, like just give him like a clean slate, if you will. But there is a hefty firewall on this Windows 94. No, probably
Windows
prior to that, Windows 77 operating system. So I will roll for that, which has got to be a Mr. Fix again, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will take my negative on that of High Alert as well. So what's the High Alert? That's -1, right? And
-2.
-2, sorry. And then Mr. Fix is +3, so overall it's a +1.
Yeah.
I've done the song already, so I can't do anything else there. Rolling dice-wise, I get 5, 2 4s, and a 1. So that is a pass, and I do it with style, I believe.
Nope.
No?
5 is positive, 1 is negative, the 4s are neutral.
Yeah,
and then,
but I not get the +1 onto that, though.
Yep.
Makes one of the neutrals
overall,
positive.
So overall, you're +1.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fine.
So it's just a pass.
Yeah, fine.
So you do manage to wipe Dino's records off the system.
Yeah, and with that, I'm just going to kind of walk out. And as I'm walking out, I go, Alex Charles!
That was very Gregomel. That was the first instance of Mike channeling Gregomel tonight.
And I'm going to put back on. It's Charles, now buy me a tiramisu. I'm going to put back on my Harley Davidson and drive back to the garage where I'm going to rendezvous with you guys.
Oh, he's still got to go see your mum. Oh, wait,
My mum doesn't.
No.
I don't look like him, so I'm definitely not his kid.
What I would like to do to try and use my negative is perhaps on maybe not a break, but on his way back to our hideout, where it is, he maybe swings past. He swings past his mum's house at the same time that Dwight is still there, and obviously feeling very much threatened by his new brothers of stealing his attention. He's gonna try and use his family bucket.
I'm already using it, mate.
So he's just gonna come in. He's got his keys, and he's like, "Mom, I need a new T-shirt. I'm covered in sweat." And he hears the noises of Dwight pounding his mother. Oh, I say, "Oh God, oh God." And he is going to. He's not necessarily upset about it because he does think he's found his father. So I'm gonna use the shadow to see if he can get in. Very much like Dwight. Very much like Dwight. Get in and get out before anyone's noticed. So I've got a -2, a 0 on my shadow. So it is. I've got 2 positives, 2 neutral. So it's a 0 overall.
Yeah.
I would say that Percy gets in.
I don't notice, but your mum does.
And there's a moment of eye contact.
Oh, fuck.
For 3 seconds. What? We don't break it.
2, 3. That's a long time.
Fucking hell.
Perhaps just. And he gets his clean T-shirt, and he's off. Traumatized by the last 24 hours.
Oh, Stuart, why didn't you Kickstarter get funding? I don't know.
You thought it peaked at MJ's character bleeding out of his arse.
3 seconds.
I mean, yours wasn't as bad. It was just.
We got bestiality with a slight element of incest. Dino's done nothing in this game.
The hardened criminal's the one that's done the least.
Dino's filled up some petrol. Got sat in someone else's house for a few hours. The end.
Oh, God.
Right.
How's Luke going to feel when I send him this to edit?
So where are we? I don't even know where we go. So I'm heading back to Dwight's house, which I assume the others are.
Someone's not tried a song yet.
I did. What did I do? Breaking the habit.
I've not tried a song on my second lot. What's left?
Yeah, you did. Didn't you get...
Forward.
Oh, no, yeah.
Forward/instrumental.
Lying
Somewhere I belong.
No, we did that, didn't we?
Lying from you.
Lying from you is the other one.
Easier to run.
Easier to run.
Nobody. Yeah, that's it. It's either forward, lying from you, easier to run.
I'm gonna try. I've left the police have been called, so I'm leaving the pharmacy. The pollen's absolutely killing me. My motorbike's about 100 yards away, but I need to try and make a run for it. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to try and make a run for it. But unfortunately, the hay fever is absolutely killing me, so I'm going to have to take a negative for that.
Yeah. What skill are
Did you not... Wait, hold on. Did you not just take half a thing of purities?
No,
Surely
because
that's
I didn't succeed with Sire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm making a run for it. I'm going to try and do the easier to run and just see if I can...
On what
not
skill?
Full tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're digging down.
Let me see what I've got on full tank, if anything. I'm pretty sure it was a... Oh, yeah, no, I collapse. 3 1s and a 2.
Oh.
So that's -6.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe the
Fucking
police catch you. That's
Yeah,
the...
he's been arrested for that,
there,
hasn't he? That's the end of the story. I reckon that Dino does get away.
And I get framed as Dino.
Fuck.
No, because Dino's
Dino's got a
records.
clean record now. So,
Dino's got a record,
You've
but
just
you've
got
been
done smashing up
arrested.
the pharmacy.
You got like roid rage going on.
But I
Hang on
faked
a
my
sec.
own death. So
Hang on, right? So let's toy. Yeah, for a second. Time.
Oh, maybe they arrest you because you haven't been paying for.
You've
go
also
to jail for
been in
overdue
prison.
alimony.
You've been in prison before, right? You said. I think you said your
Yeah.
character had come out of
ex-con, yeah.
prison.
Andy got arrested yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going down. So story threads as well, right? So Dwight has gone to see our mothers, right? What's the relationship with Dwight and Dino then? Because Dino, if we are making it canon that he did come to Red Oaks to perhaps find his father,
Yeah.
Maybe they're brothers or something, and that's why they look similar, or cousins, half brothers.
Yeah,
Does
maybe
Dino look somewhat like a chicken?
maybe Dino was my brother, and that is why our kids do look so similar, and that Dino is actually your dad's. He's Johnny's and Peloton's dad.
sorry, was Peloton's dad not the kilt wearing?
That wasn't Peloton's real dad.
That was his dad, not his father.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Peloton would have a Scottish accent.
Correct.
So yeah, I think that must be the end of it then. So Dino. So you didn't realise. So you've got a son you didn't realise you had, a brother you didn't realise you had,
Nephews.
nephews you didn't realise
Yeah.
you had.
You've rekindled an old relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really a Dwight arc, isn't it? Like,
Oh, no, I don't know. Percy's got the money together to open his chicken shop.
Yeah, that is
With
true.
his- Can't really call it pollos, but what's the Spanish for cousins? The chicken cousins.
the radioactive chicken. Yeah, we've not actually dealt with the fact that he's highly radioactive.
I mean, the actual name of this episode has got to be Family Bucket. It just goes too well.
Charles
Charlie
has
Bucket.
gone from Charles has gone from a
Charlie Bucket.
Charles has gone from a boring IT guy that nobody really knows to sort of hacker man.
Oh yeah,
infiltrator.
he's fully put in for a position at the FBI by the time this is finished.
Yeah, he's gone dark side.
Yeah.
so to
We
speak.
find out that this budgie was a robot budgie, and it was an FBI bug, and it was there to spy on him because they've had their eye on him for ages, and he's been identified now as an asset and has gone to work for the CIA or the FBI.
Codename Budgie Smuggler.
Yeah.
and Peloton's remembered how to read. It's win, except for Johnny, who's back in prison and got to pay that money.
I'm not seeing the downside to this game.
It's been
I mean, there is an upside for him. He does actually have someone to have like biological implants or whatever from. So
Yeah, he has got one brother. It's Peloton.
doesn't
Brilliant.
seem like he'd miss a kidney. Doesn't seem like he's got a working kidney either. But
Very true. Brilliant.
He might need one of yours.
this is.
Well, there we go. That was Halcyon Daze Motorcycle Nights.
Wow.
Was that not Storm King's Thunder? Thank you very much for listening, and if you enjoyed our playthrough, search for the game on Kickstarter or find Red Oaks Creative on Twitter @Red Oaks Creative.